Well, that nice weather we had a few days ago didn't last very long. But the good news is we finally got some much needed moisture. But everything's icy now. So a few days ago we had some of the most atrocious wind we've ever had. It blew and it blew and it blew even more. It was really, really bad. I could not believe how bad that wind was blowing. Anyway, it blew the tarp off of Ollie's shelter that we made out there in front of the barn. Okay, well, yesterday when I went out to do chores, I seen it down and I was thinking, you know, I need to get that fixed, but I didn't. Well, about 10 o'clock last night, we had this storm roll through, and it started thundering and lightning, and then all of a sudden it started pouring rain, and we were like, yay, we finally got rain. And then I was like, oh no, what about Ollie? Because he didn't have a shelter anymore. And so I told Michael, I said, oh no, we need to go out and get Ollie. And he's like, oh, he's a cow, he'll be all right. And I'm like, no, he doesn't have any protection from the rain to keep that off of him or anything. And so then he says, well, you know, cattle that are around here are out on the pasture, so, you know, they're out in it anyway, so he'll be all right. And I'm like, yeah, but those cattle have like a whole herd to help keep themselves warm, and he doesn't have anybody to keep him warm. And so he's like, okay, we'll go out and get Ollie and put him in the barn. So that's what we did. We both bundled up and we went out there, and he was standing out there in front of the door where the goats go in, and he's too big to go in there anymore, and you know, he's kind of pacing around and had this, oh my gosh, what do I do look on his face. So we ended up taking him and putting him over in the other side of the barn, in one of the stalls. And I am a little bit concerned having him in there because our panels that we have built our stalls with are pretty short. They're actually hog panels, and I'm kind of afraid that he might try to jump over and hurt himself. So anyway, I'm going to hurry up and go out there and get him out and get him back in the pasture again. Hey there, Ollie. How are you doing? Huh? Looks like Ollie managed to stay in his pen, but he sure is wanting out. I'm really debating on what to do because I think we're supposed to be getting some more nasty weather, and I was going to go fix the tarp, but the tarp is all kind of tangled up in that panel over there, and it's too heavy for me to lift and fix right now. I kind of need Michael's help with it, and he's at work right now. So I'm debating whether I should put Ollie out for the afternoon or just leave him in here and just give him a lot to eat. But for now, I think I'm just going to go ahead and give him something to eat to settle him down. And then I'm going to go in the house and I'm going to find out for sure what's going on with the weather and then decide from there. You ready to eat, Ollie? Here you go. You know, after I got Ollie's water and some hay for him and gathered up some alfalfa for him, I've decided that I'm just going to go ahead and turn him out into the pasture because I think he will actually be happier and more content out there because he is kind of going crazy in here right now. I think cattle can actually survive pretty well out in the cold and, you know, snow and everything. But the point where I personally actually draw the line is when it's actually raining out and then it's freezing and everything like that, because it gets them all wet and then it's super, super cold. And, you know, that's where I worry. So, you know, we had that last night. It's not really doing anything today. The wind is blowing. It is cold, but it's not any colder than what he's used to already. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just, like I said, turn him out. You ready to go out, Ollie? say he was ready to get out of the barn. Now it's on to doing the rest of the chores. Right, Nutmeg? Gotta say hi to the baby. How you doing? She's just so cute. Yes. Oh. Started to go get Nutmeg some new water, and just in that short time between the time I got Ollie some water and now, that hydrant has froze up and I can't turn it on. Luckily, I didn't dump her water out, and her water is still looking pretty clean and good, so I'm just going to put it back, and then I'll have to wait till later on this afternoon to give her some new water. Well, I got chores done and finished, and it was a cold one out there, let me tell you. And you know, as I was doing the chores, I was sitting there thinking about my last video and how we had such a nice, warm, beautiful day out, and how much fun it was to be outside and do the chores and just really enjoy the beautiful weather. And then today, I'm out there not really enjoying the chores very much. My fingers are freezing, the hydrants are frozen, the animals are cold, latches are iced shut, it's slick out. The struggle was just real. And so anyway, you know, something just kind of hit me out there. Just because it wasn't quite the best conditions to do chores in, and it wasn't quite the most enjoyable time I've ever had, still doesn't mean that today isn't a beautiful day. And so I'm going to have to say, yes, today is another beautiful day on the homestead. It's just a different kind of beautiful.